What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of DuckTales. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, if you could give us a subscribe or a like, that would be awesome. Also, share it with your friends. We got a lot to cover in this episode. I'm going to go over this past weekend's fishing trip. We're going to go over some duck calls, and we also have a fan question. Pretty excited about that. So let's get into it. Okay, so as I said, this weekend's fishing trip didn't turn out as good as I had hoped. Corey and I and our wives went and did a little camping trip. And we were close to Lake Blue Marsh, so we took the boat. If you've been following me for a little bit, you saw that last fall bought an 18-foot Sea Arc, and primarily to use for duck hunting, but we're going to take it fishing this year. So Saturday morning, Corey and I get up, get loaded up, head down to the lake, put the boat in, everything's going good, other than the fact that Gambit doesn't understand fishing. Every time you throw a lure out, he thinks he needs to retrieve it. So that was one hiccup. Then the expensive hiccup. Got my lure stuck on a log or stick or something underneath the water, and was backing the boat up to get close to it to unstick myself, and I turned my head, and when I did, my GoPro whoosh, off my hat into the lake to the bottom of the lake. So yeah, there's about $230 down the drain on a GoPro. Yeah, so those GoPro style videos are going to be on hold for a little bit until I can get another GoPro. So, yeah, but, other than that, the fishing trip wasn't that exciting. We caught 0 fish. It was a really nice day, though. So, we at least got to enjoy some time out on the boat, out on the water, friends, family, just hanging out, enjoying the weekend. It was much needed after, everything that's been going on the last 2 months. Just it was a nice time out. Wish we wouldn't have lost my GoPro, and yeah, Gambit's not a fishing dog, so yeah, it was a exciting weekend. Okay, everyone, so let's get into the duck call portion of this show. I run Duck Commander duck calls. There they are. Also got another one over here. Gambit's really excited about these duck calls. Yeah, so I run Duck Commander duck calls. Somebody, there could be people out there that'll say, "Oh, you just use them because of Duck Dynasty." And to be honest with you, when I got into waterfowl hunting, Duck Dynasty was huge, and I started watching the show, got into duck hunting, and yeah, I bought their calls. I like the family. I agree with what they stand for, and so I support them. They're a relatively easy call to run. They're running a double reed system, which isn't as hard to blow as a single reed. So, these duck calls, this one here, this is the classic Commander. It's worn. That logo there used to be shiny at one time, but yeah, relatively easy duck call to disassemble. At least I thought it was going to be. Yep, there we go. Evidently I haven't had this part in a while. So, little anatomy of a duck call. Barrel, insert, which is where the sound comes out. They call this right here the tone board. You got your wedge, and your reed. In this case, double reed. Okay? So your reed is held on the insert and tone board like this. Okay? And then it goes in the barrel like this. So there you go. There's Classic Commander. Just forewarning before we go any further. I'm not very good at blowing a duck call. It's one of the things I have to work on it. If I want to kill more ducks, I gotta be a better duck caller. Just simple. That's how it is. So anyway, again, Classic Commander. All right. So now let's move on to this little guy. This little guy is their Diamondwood series. It's a little more expensive than the Classic Commander. Classic Commander will run you around $20 to $30, but yeah, this is a little more expensive. You're in the $70 range here with this Diamondwood Moss call. The big difference is, while this one has a wood barrel, the insert on this one is polymer. It's gonna change the sound. Polymer or acrylic? Not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that one. But it changes the sounds a little bit different. Not as raspy, but you can get a lot louder with this call. I like using this call when I'm hunting bigger, more open water. So those are the two duck calls that I'm primarily using around Pennsylvania here where we hunt. We're primarily hunting mallards. Now, the other call that I have on my lanyard, I don't really use it all that much, but I have it because we have a lot of wood ducks. So I have a wood duck call. That's your wood duck call, right there. Duck Commander's wood duck call. Pretty simple, just polymer call. I'm not even sure if there is a reed in there. I'm not sure if it's a single or a double reed. I've never had it apart. Completely different sound than a mallard duck. Now, for one thing, as I said, I'm not very good at calling ducks. The other thing is, if you want to really learn how to run these calls, Duck Commander website has a ton of instructional videos on how to run every one of their calls. The guys will show you, how to blow the call, what sounds to make when. Especially with wood ducks, they make a completely different sound when they're sitting on the water and when they're spooked and they're flying off the water. So when you're trying to get wood ducks to land in your spread, you don't want to be blowing their spooked call that they're scared flying away. You want to blow sitting sounds. So, yeah. So, wood duck call. Pretty good little call. Now, I have one more Duck Commander call, and I have never used this call out in the wild. I have never found or seen the birds to use this call, but I thought it was important to have. This is the pintail widgeon call, also sprig. And I know I will not blow this right, but it's basically a whistle. Gambit's over here looking at me like, what are you doing, dude? We're not outside. But yeah, it's just a plastic piece that whistle, nothing inside of it, just a duck call. And then finally, I have one goose call. Now this one is not from Duck Commander. And when I was on their website before I started filming, apparently they have goose calls. So I may be purchasing a new goose call here relatively shortly. But this one is a Nightingale Magnum Clucker in Mossy Oak Duck Blind Camo. You know, it works. You know, it's not a terribly hard call to use. Comes apart very, very similar to the Duck Commander calls. Now this one, however, I don't think you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. There's it's just a single reed. So, you know, there's the barrel, there's the insert, wedge is right there, reed is right there, and there's your tone board. Very similar to the Duck Commander call, and it sounds like this. So yeah, there you go. There's the duck calls I run currently. Like I said, don't use this video as an instructional video because I'm not very good at it. I need a heck of a lot of practice, and that's what I'm going to be doing this summer. I'm going to be getting better. So hopefully, you know, by fall I can trick some more ducks, some more geese, and I'll post another video and you'll hear some improvement. So yeah, there we go. Duck call. Okay guys, before we wrap up this video, let's answer a fan question that we got this week. And if you guys have any questions at all, leave them down in the comments, and we'll answer them on here. I was real happy to get a question that I could answer on the channel. Gambit's knocking the camera around. Not a very professional show we're running here, but we're getting through it. So anyway, this week's fan question comes from the Caffeinated Word, which my buddies at the Caffeinated Word, which if you haven't gone over and checked out their YouTube channel yet, you know, go on over there after this video's done, check out their videos, like them, share them, subscribe to them. They're good dudes. So at any rate, what is their question? What fishing equipment are you going out with this year? Well, let me tell you, a bunch of old stuff. If any of you that know me know that I fish to keep myself busy in the summertime. If I'm not training retrievers, I'll go fish. Fishing isn't my favorite thing, but I am getting better at it. So, you know, I'm running some real old stuff right now. As far as tackle goes, running a lot of Booyah spinnerbaits, some like Zebco crankbaits. I've been talking to my brother, who's down in Kentucky right now, and he's real big into fishing. You know, he's got all kinds of fishing stuff, which he's probably gonna watch this and be like, "Why are you talking about me?" But anyway, what's up? And so anyway, I've been talking to him, and he's telling me, giving me some pointers and stuff to use. And right now, since the water's cold, he's saying run a lot of slow stuff. You know, dragging it across the bottom like blue colored like crawfish type things, stuff that you can just bounce along the bottom. So next time I get out, as long as if the water's still cold, I'm gonna start running that. I'm primarily like throwing spinner baits, some crankbaits, but when I like fishing, I like fishing with spinner baits. It's just more fun to me. I'm trying to think, just just some old stuff. One of these videos, if you guys are really into hearing some more about the fishing stuff that I'm running, I'll do a complete fishing episode where I get the rods out, I get the reels out, the bait, everything, all the stuff that I'm using. But yeah, like I said, primarily Booyah spinner baits, some old like Zebco crankbaits. I'm just throwing spinning reels because I'm not good enough. I can barely throw them. I should probably go back to the old school encased reels like you use when you're a kid, when you're first learning to fish. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question there, the caffeinated word. If like I said, if you guys want to see a full fishing episode, let me know down in the comments, and we'll do a full fishing episode on ducktails. So at any rate, thanks again to the caffeinated word for leaving their questions. If any of you have questions out there, let me know and drop them in the comments, and we'll answer them here on like our fan question of the day. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't done so already, follow me on social media. It's at PA Duckman everywhere except for Facebook, and that's my name, Brandon George. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you could like, subscribe, and share this, that'd be awesome. I really, really, really appreciate everybody that's tuned in and watched and gave this a listen so far. I'm still not very comfortable doing this in front of the camera, but I gotta give it a shot, so all your support has been amazing and awesome. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week.